good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Back on YouTube. Is this our first full week back on YouTube? I believe it is. And YouTube, guess what, bro? We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Yo, the pettiest man alive, Mr. D-Kid. As always, tuning in when it's coming. We got the super producer Joel Holt in the building. We got on the cam C-Dub. We're trying to calm him down after a very interesting weekend of WrestleMania. He was very excited. I had to demonstrate the Tombstone Pile Driver a little bit.
They had to help me out.
Yeah, I didn't know. Of course, in the back, the weatherman, Jordan J.C., which seemed to be an amazing bit. I'm not going to lie. That was hilarious. And Ringo's alive, y'all. We know y'all thought he wasn't going to make it after that last what was the mock draft there that we did, but he is still here. He's still with us, and he's ready to rock. He's ready to rock. And we got a lot to get to on today's show because after we had about a 35-minute clip I posted about MHJ, about a 35-minute deliberation about MHJ. Yeah, too long. We've got 3 wide receivers coming in for top 30 visits here, and we may be going receiver. With all of that being said, so we got to talk about it. Kentucky wants Billy Donovan, and maybe Billy wants Kentucky back.
You can go.
Championship talk from the weekend and best and worst. Also, got to talk about the national championship game tonight. All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. What's going on, y'all? Somebody said it's my mic off. What's going on? Is the mic's off? What's happening?
You're good. I got you.
You got mics here? Maybe check. Mic check. Mic check. I know the shit. Can you say shit? Shit one time. Shit.
Wait. You know what's weird?
What you got going on here, Joe?
I'm wondering if something got changed.
Check them settings, Joe.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Joe.
No, don't Joe me.
Oh boy.
How about
Kid was back there touching stuff.
No.
Yo.
I knew you was about to say that. I knew you were about to say it.
Here we go.
Chaos
ensues.
I knew you were about to say that. I pressed the camera switcher. That's all I pressed. That button right there.
Yeah,
That's all I pressed.
That's it.
No.
Can y'all hear me now?
No.
Okay, we're good. It got changed. It was all default to
wow.
the computer.
I told you don't touch nothing.
I did not.
Back there, dog.
Okay. Yep, you're right.
Every time
He
you touch
strikes
something
again.
back there, something changes.
It's not my fault it's janky. It ain't my fault.
This studio. No.
It's a beautiful studio. Very beautiful studio.
See, everybody blame it's not me. That was kid.
I appreciate it. Hey,
That's what
listen, I pressed the camera switcher. Did not touch the volume one time.
Hey, can we get a zoom in on Kid here real quick? Can we get a quick zoom in on this one?
Man,
Hey, just some quick thoughts on what happened there, Kid.
Hey, roll the camera.
Oh, we timed it because I did it over this. I have my credits right here.
Hey, we was already on that one.
There we go.
No, we got new audio on the credits. That one didn't fit.
Is that Titanic?
I didn't like that one. Yeah, I don't like that audio. Yeah.
It was a bad
Hey,
guitar
man.
solo.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rock. What did they say? Kid playing the Dennis the Menace games out here. Well, I guess we got to run this back again. We got the squad in the building. Yeah.
All the way back?
No, I'm not going to do it all. I just hey, man, so in case y'all didn't hear, Top 30 is here. We had a great time on the mock draft here this week or last week, I should say. And we had about a 35-minute deliberation on what Chicago Bears should do at 9. Should they take a wide receiver? Should they move up for a wide receiver? Should they move back for a wide receiver? And Joel was out on wide receiver all the way. Well, this week, it seems like Ryan Pace or Ryan Poles. That's bad. That's bad right there. I apologize.
There we go. Go back that.
Not mean to do that to you there. Seems like Ryan Poles maybe. That's a flag.
That's a flag.
Yeah, that's a flag. You can throw it. Yep, that's a flag.
Okay. That's a flag.
You accept that one?
We gotta come up with something like if you mess up the Pace and Poles thing, where it's like a punishment almost on there.
You get a paddle?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
You get a what? What you just say? You get a paddle?
You said it. Not
hey, man. PK been on a little bit of a streak with all this, man. What's going on with you, PK?
Threw his flag on that one.
PK been on something.
That was insane.
Give my flag back.
Grady said Ryan Pace should come with a no Diddy. No, but Chicago Bears having
He is in LA.
a
No pace.
top 30 week of receivers here. Also bringing in Latu Letu, so have to look at that as well. But let's get our thoughts on some of the names that they are bringing in. And I mean, we really haven't talked about the one that they brought in here. Of course, Caleb Williams. It's his only visit. We knew that was going to be there. But Rome Odunze, a name that's been rumored to the Chicago Bears at 9. If they basically do nothing, came in last week. What are you guys' thoughts on Odunze coming in? Does he get anybody excited? I know Joel's not excited by any of these names. And to make it worse, they also brought in Latu Letu, which completely kills this first segment for him. He's like,
No, it's just
Jared
the fear I have is that injury. The thing is, well, Verse is to me a traditional defensive end with a power like a bull rush. Now, Letu, technically, he's fast. He's a fast defensive end.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall. The only concern I have with him is that neck
Fused
surgery
neck.
that he did.
yeah.
I mean, look, if you're going to tell me that he's going to like have a good career for 10 years, then cool. But my only issue is, will he have an injury? Like I don't want the Jordan Phillips situation last year where, he had all those injuries. He came back. He was doing great because he's a talented guy. And then he had a season-ending injury anyways.
Yeah.
So that's my concern with him. But you're talking about getting a guy that gets 13 sacks. That's a first-round draft pick type of player. But I like Jared Verse too. I mean, Dallas Turner.
Listen, I like Jared Verse. I like Dallas Turner. There's not a lot of wrong you could do. I think Latu Letu I'd be on Joel's side with that. Be a little nervous.
Yeah.
He can play, but it's like, when does it blow up?
Yeah.
And you don't want to think that way about a player, but
I like him. He's quick.
Yeah.
Like you've seen some of his highlights. Now, my only issue is what happens when he's quick enough to get off the ball, get around the defensive end and attack. How is he against when those linemen are just as fast as he is and he has to take on those blocks head on? So does he have a good swim move? Does he have the ability to really get through? So that's the only concern I have.
Moves.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm on the other side of the fence. You already know I love Latu. I mean, 2 years removed from that spinal or whatever
fusion.
Spinal.
Spinal.
I mean, injuries are part of the league. Injuries are part of the game. I feel like if you can get a good 8 to 10 or more years out of a guy like that, he instantly upgrades the defensive line across from Montez Sweat. But of course, we already mentioned you got better names out there. You got Dallas. You got what are we talking about? What?
Like Jordan in the back look like he closed the refrigerator with his hips.
That's a good joke. It's a good joke.
Hey man, welcome back, Grady.
1,000 points to Grady.
Welcome back, Grady. I
Appreciate you being
appreciate
here.
you.
Go ahead with your point.
Let me
Jordan.
finish my point, Grady.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Joe got ADD.
I'm sorry.
No, it ain't your fault. It's all good. I expected Grady to come in. But no, I think that he's an instant upgrade. I think that Latu will definitely serve his purpose. But then, of course, if you're worried about injury, we still got Dallas. We still got what's your boy's name? We still got Jared Verse, which I actually saw tape. I agree now because I know in the mock draft, Pat, we talked about maybe he's like a hybrid of what Micah Parsons is, and you said, well, they're both kind of like that. I look back, Jared Verse actually has some speed and some wiggle to him, so I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I'm fine with both of them. I'm fine with Dallas Turner. I'm fine with Jared Verse. I think both of them have an ability to impact the field on the other side. I think what makes it interesting is, though, the biggest name that we had the debate on, MHJ.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you want
what were you about to say?
I was gonna go Rome Odunze simply because I get MHJ. I get it. I don't think he's gonna be there at 9. I just don't. So seeing that, I don't expect us to, move up to grab MHJ, which was the whole clip that we had. The clip was about moving up, trading up for him. I don't see that happening. I wouldn't do that. Rome Odunze comes in at 6'3", 212.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you.
Next to Keenan Allen,
I'm with
6'2".
Odunze. I'm fine
Next
with
to
Odunze.
DJ Moore, that's 6 foot. Next to how tall is Cole Kmet? Come on, give it to me. I know you know.
6'6".
Cole Kmet about 6'5".
Tall, big body targets for Caleb to throw to. That's what I'm looking for right there. Now, is it MHJ? Probably not. But it's like they have them neck and neck. Like MHJ, Nabers, and Rome are considered kind of like your top 3 prospects for the receiver class.
I think you got a Caleb Williams situation happening here. I think you got Marvin, and then there's the other 2. That's really how this is falling. It's a Caleb Williams situation, right? You got Caleb, and then you got the other 2. And maybe other 3, the way JJ is moving up some of these boards. Right here, I like Odunze, and I think here's the thing. If you get Odunze at 9, I think you did a great thing. I think you go all offense. You still have an opportunity to build your team out. We don't know how they're going to add capital. And I think the one wild card that we don't know, here's the thing. What if the Bears only use 4 picks? Right? You got the players that we bring in today. What if the Bears only use 4 picks? Oh my God, what are we doing? How can we do what has Ryan Poles done the last 2 years?
He's always traded
traded
during
him.
the season.
Yeah, trade.
Well, he's
And we're
traded
just
him
like,
to
how
Dallas.
are you going to
Yeah.
address this? And there he goes. There you go, right there.
Yep,
Now, one of them didn't work. Or
we
Technically,
trade down
two
a
of
few
them
picks
didn't work.
and still get Jared Verse because we have Keenan Allen. I don't think we
Do that.
need another receiver when we need to address that defensive
Here's
line.
the thing. I agree
what
with
is
you.
with you and not needing another.
I
receiver.
think-
Well,
I
here-
think-
We got Keenan Allen.
The
Everybody's
man's
like,
45.
you
He's
got-
going to be gone in 2 years. Okay,
So
we need a
when he's
replacement.
45,
He's
we just
13
traded a
years.
Why'd you
fourth
kill him
round pick for the guy. That doesn't make any sense.
He's
He's
44.
not
Cut
gonna
him.
be- He's not a 1 year.
But Joe, what
he's
is
not
this?
a 1 year rental.
What is
No,
this
he's
week of visits? Yeah, maybe 2. Maybe a 2 or 3
How do we
year
know this
player.
is not smokescreen to sell? Okay, the Bears brought all
Because
these guys
you only
in.
get a shot at 30 prospects. You're not smoke screening your top 30. You're going to
Or
look at the
maybe they-
30 people that you feel are the best players for you to take on your team, which means all 30 of your players that you pick have to count. You have to know, okay, I can move up for this guy. He's that level of good. I can wait for this guy to get here
Yep.
because I think he's going to be that. You top 30 is not smoke screen time. We're past smoke screen time. This is get down to the nitty gritty. You're taking Caleb 1. What are you doing 9?
And if
Are
we're
you moving
being
up,
honest,
moving back?
I mean, I get the whole point of bringing these guys in to see if you're there now, we do like you. We could until the draft actually happens. But my point is that
Well, you can only pick one.
sometimes you also want to meet these guys and see what their personalities are like.
That's a
See
fact.
how that
Absolutely.
works with the
That's a
culture.
Yeah,
and
that's
things
what
of that
he's.
nature.
That's what he's
You're
been
not
doing.
necessarily just going to
Mhm.
draft a guy, and hopefully, you
Poses
typically
a
would
big
not
one.
want to draft a person you did not get a chance to even know who the guy is that you're bringing into
To
the building.
evaluate. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
whole point is like, if it works out and do we take a chance? I do like this guy. However, I would think that our needs are more so based on the defensive side because we have not improved the defensive line yet. We just got a receiver that's an all-pro receiver. Everybody's now calling him like he's a grandpa. 2 weeks ago, we were very
I'm
excited
joking
to
on
get
that. I
him.
really like Keenan Allen.
But I'm just saying, why would we invest in the 9th overall pick when we need defensive help?
Because
Because-
someone
Yeah,
give him the Joe
I'm
Burrow
with Joe.
Because it's the NFL. One, yes, because you get the Joe Burrow effect. But 2, it's the NFL. Keenan Allen is missed
Yeah,
time.
I'm with
That is a
Joe.
realistic scenario where you have a wide receiver who you've
I don't want to
added.
hear from you. I want to hear from Ringo. He
Who's
said he agrees
missed
with me.
time?
because he's about to agree with you. He's about to agree with him. That's
I
why.
want to hear what Ringo's
No,
got to
here's,
say.
here's my favorite thing. That's literally how he was. He had turned on the chat during the draft thing. He was like, the chat want a receiver. Nobody care what the chat think. Hey, and then it started switching to like no. And then he was like, the chat has spoken. The chat has spoken.
The
I'm like,
chat
this
has
guy here, dog. My God.
Now, I just think that when it comes down to that 9th pick, I think that at this point you're drafting for need instead of best available, and I just think I'm with Joe. Like the offense is pretty much complete. I mean, at this point, I mean, you got Gerald Everett.
Whoa,
Got-
whoa.
Wait a minute. What you say?
You said you're drafting for need instead of best available.
And then
at
said
9?
the offense was complete.
Offense is pretty.
Yeah,
outside
I
of
I
thought
thought the
I
offense is in a
think-
good place. I'm not worried about that.
I
The
think
defense is in a
the
better
offense.
place than
I think the offense is capable of going out there and scoring 30. So at that point, you need somebody to go opposite Montez Sweat. I don't think Dallas Turner is going to be there because I think that Atlanta's too much in love with him. So I mean, at that point, I mean, if you want to move down a couple of spots, I think Jared Verse is still going to be there. And I mean, listen, at this point, me, you, JC, like everybody's seeing tape on him. He's kind of up there with Michael Parsons at that point. I mean, you could go the Latu route. I mean, even some of his comparisons are Kayvon Thibodeau, George Karlaftis, and Jaden Phillips, who ultimately he did wind up getting hurt for Miami, but I still think that they wind up going Jared Verse.
No,
in that
I
spot.
think here's the thing. We're sitting here saying this is how I feel. This is what I think. This is how Ryan Poles has brought in 5 wide receivers.
For a reason.
He's brought in 5 wide receivers. It don't matter what we think.
It doesn't matter.
But I will say this.
It doesn't matter what you think.
You see that, don't you?
I will say
we got
this.
100 in the
Listen,
chat, by
but
the
you're
way.
over 100 in the chat.
100, yeah, 100.
113.
One of those receivers, though, we know is definitely not going number 9. Xavier Worthy is not going number 9.
Xavier Worthy probably isn't going number 9.
That's a
He'd
third
be-
round
he'd be-
pick at most.
No,
Oh, yeah,
he's definitely going to probably move into the first round because he actually could play.
With his performance.
No,
he could actually play, and he's a
Xavier
4-2-1.
Worthy
That's-
can play,
He's
bro.
a combine.
Yeah.
Are you all saying that you would put him in that conversation with Rome and MHJ?
Absolutely not.
No,
later
he's
first round, late first round.
no.
You know where he's going to go? Vikings.
I recognize
23.
Yeah,
I rec-
Pittsburgh area.
I would say I recognize that
range.
Odunze, MHJ, all those are super talented receivers. I'm not denying that at all. But if we just got an all-pro receiver, now you're basically forcing this rookie quarterback that he's got to throw the ball because you got 3 talented receivers on the squad.
We
We
still
already
got
got 2
DeAndre
tight
Swift.
ends, and we have not addressed.
Hey
the
Joe,
D-line.
dude, I'm sorry to say this, but newsflash, yeah, we want our rookie quarterback to throw the ball. You know what we ain't had?
Huh?
You know what we
talking
ain't
all
had?
low.
You're not talking real low. You know what we
Put
have
some
not
bass in your
had?
chest, man. You ain't
I'm gonna say it with my chest. You know what we have not had?
what?
Jordan Love.
Well, that's gross, but yeah.
We have not had Jordan Love.
That was
No,
gross.
I understand.
4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. We've never
Yeah,
had.
but we act like Tyler Scott can't catch anything in the
He can't.
slot.
He
Like,
can't.
he can't catch nothing.
He can't.
Like, he's absolutely nothing.
can't.
Like, Tyler Scott
He's
is just
he's
boo-boo.
dropped down the depth chart. He can't. I can't. I'm good.
I would like the offensive line fix in our D line. Now, if we take a receiver, then okay.
I-
Polls we trust.
Well,
I will-
I think my thing is that you can see that Ryan Poles feels there's a need, right? When you sit there and you look at MHJ coming in, Malik Nabers coming in, Xavier Worthy coming in, you had Odunze early or last week.
Yeah.
Right, like you can see that Ryan Poles feels that there's a need at the wide receiver. Yeah, Keenan Allen is great. He's great to have here. I'm excited to have him. I think he's going to make a heck of an impact. I think he probably could have played all last season if the Chargers wasn't a dog water of a team.
Yeah.
And he's even said as much because he's basically like, what was the point of playing? We had like 6 wins. But you can't sit there and we can't sit here and say there's no need for something when our general manager clearly sees
I didn't say there wasn't a need.
a need.
It's
You did
about-
say it. You said
Well,
you don't need a wide receiver.
in the
It's
first.
opinion-based,
My point
though.
is in the first round. If we have a chance at a Joe Alt, are you taking Joe Alt over a receiver?
If I have a chance at Joe Alt at 9, yes, I'm taking Joe
And
Alt
if
over a
we
wide
need,
receiver.
we need pressure on our D line for this defense.
I
to
would
be-
not take Dallas Turner or Jared Verse over Roman Odunze.
No.
So
And keep in
so-
mind a
so
sleeper
keep-
name that you're forgetting about.
because I'm trying to get us into a new era of football, guys.
Mhm.
like we're still thinking like the Chicago Bears of 2010,
Thank you.
No,
2006.
Yeah, everything's
See,
defense,
I agree.
defense.
84.
I agree with
No.
that. So my thing is we've always focused on defense and we've always played it safe and went for the safe picks. We need to hit home runs, man. Like we got this window that we've never had before that we might not get again if things don't go well. And you
Mhm.
got an opportunity to get an
Good stuff,
elite,
B-Dog.
possibly generational wide receiver.
facts.
I mean, it's
I don't know. Joe just put it on the screen. We ain't double checked now.
I did. That's
Oh,
what I
you
put on the screen.
double-checked it?
I just double checked.
Oh, okay, I
Shout out
was
to
like-
B-Dog. I just looked on
It's
Twitter.
like, I was like, Vernon led us astray before.
You
We
say
love
Baki,
you,
it's not Baki, huh?
Burns not
I double
boxing.
checked. I double
You got to be
checked.
careful.
It's a reason why those wide receivers are there coming in for a visit. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Poles went ahead and really was looking at Malik Nabers. If he's there, he probably won't be. Roman Odunze, that's probably most likely. Or there's a possibility that MHJ could drop to 5th, maybe not 5th, maybe like 6th.
Please drop to 6,
If
please,
he drops to 6th,
please.
and we could trade with the Giants.
Like we did for
Trade with the Giants again?
Justin Fields.
We could trade with the Giants.
They traded the
And
pick.
we get our number 1 wide receiver because Keenan Allen is great. Don't get it wrong. But the man is he was 32.
If
years old.
we
just
slated
chopped up, huh?
Keenan is what 32.
32, yeah.
DJ Moore just
Oh,
chopped
man,
up.
Joe, what are you
DJ
doing?
Moore like
He wants us to
26,
trade
27?
up. Come on, Calvin. You want us
What's
to
wrong
trade
with trading
up?
up?
We
Nah,
only
saying.
have 4 picks.
I'm gonna say this.
But how
I'm gonna say
often do
this.
You get that type of wide receiver available to you.
Roma
They got
Odunze
3
is in
of
the
them
same
right
class.
I mean, okay, all right, fair question.
Joe, you're still going to
Is there
keep
a
4
gap?
picks
Is
this year.
there
You just
a
trade
gap?
next year's
Is-
pick.
What I'm saying-
Let's all talk one at a time here, boys.
So MHJ, is he this high above Rome, or is it really close? If it's closer, then I agree with you. I'm not. Gonna
It's not Rome. It's MHJ, Malik Nabers, and then like it's MHJ. I think Malik Nabers is possibly 1B. He was the best wide receiver in the country last season, and then you got
Rome Odunze.
Then you got Rome Odunze. But I
agree with
will say to
And
this
he's
point,
playing in a big
going back to the winter meetings that going back to the meetings in Florida that Poles had, he did say at first he was talking a lot of defensive end and everything like that, but he did say that he was gonna discuss it with his guys And them doing these top 30 visits with the wide receivers, I mean, Pat does have a point. They might go receiver.
Yeah.
So he's clearly been talking to his guys again, doing his due diligence. And whatever he does, you just gotta hope that, I mean, it's like Calvin was saying, you just gotta hope that they hit a home run.
I don't think there's any wrong answer to this one though, because no matter
It-
what,
listen, I'm happy with all of it.
It's not.
I don't
I
think
think-
any receiver you go with is going to matter at this point, as long as it's one of the three that we're mentioning, because they're not going to be the number one receiver walking in the door.
Exactly.
You know, so like at that point, it doesn't matter. They're supporting the rest of it.
There's going to be a case for them. If you're drafting a guy number 9,
No.
he's going to be.
I don't see any.
No,
Justin
but
Jefferson
he's
out
not.
Here's the reason why
MSJ.
I was going to fight
Maybe.
against that is because if you're bringing either one of those three, and let's just say, because Malik is probably, I'm gonna be honest, I think Malik is probably going to be the first one taken. But if any of those guys
Ooh.
are dropping to the Bears,
Hot take.
their production level is not going to be on the same as Keenan Allen and DJ Moore because they're already established stars in the league.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be an easy transition. You're not going to expect MHJ to come in here and just light the world on fire with 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns in his first year. He's going to be a complimentary receiver, even if he is technically a wide receiver one.
I don't know, man. I think
It's for the future.
No, I think they're going to expect him to get the ball. This type of class of receiver is going to command to be like he's coming in. It's just like Julio Jones type stuff. This is like a Calvin, Jamar Chase.
That was right. That was Roddy. Roddy Wright at
my
the time,
point is,
right? With Julio.
drafting those guys that high, you're expected to play immediately. There's no
Yeah, but I think expected to play and expected to be the number one wide receiver are two different things. You most guys, and again, we keep forgetting this, right? It doesn't change just because it's not Caleb Williams. Most wide receivers that are going this high don't come to a team like this.
Facts.
Yep.
Why did Jamar Chase get to his boy Joe Burrow? Because Joe Burrow snapped his leg in half.
Yeah.
It's the only reason. If Joe Burrow kept playing that entire season, he would not have Jamar Chase. So I think that a lot of times when we look at this, we're going, oh, it's because of this, and he's not going to get this kind of production. Yeah, because usually he's not going to this kind of team. Usually he's going out there to kick it with Sam Howell.
right. They're going to want. He's going to play.
But I think that's okay. Now you're in a position where you sit there and look at Keenan Allen and say, hey, we appreciate you playing the work version of our game. We traded a 4th round pick for you, but we got this guy. You trained him very well. We don't need you anymore. We can trade you away. Like, I think you've given yourself again. Ryan Poles is how much is 1 year loyalty worth in the NFL? I've said that a million times.
He's cold as ice.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Oh, wow.
No, nobody else with me on that.
Oh,
one?
wow.
Wasn't nobody else on that?
I
one?
was on that.
Yo, okay, all right,
I
cool.
sang
with you.
I didn't know.
I'll say with you.
All right, there we go. All right.
So let's make it
No,
personal.
calm
though.
down.
Let's make it personal. Who would you choose?
And MOP sample that by
Who
the way.
would you choose?
Listen, I want the best wide receiver to be with Caleb. I would be fine giving up future capital to go find a way to get MHJ. Now that depends on if MHJ falls, but I want there to be that. Everybody keeps comparing Caleb to Pat Mahomes. But I implore
Aaron
y'all
Rodgers.
to watch his
Aaron
game.
Rodgers.
One more Aaron Rodgers.
He looks like Aaron. He moves
I'll
like
take
Aaron. I don't know if he's Aaron, but he moves like
Yeah.
Aaron.
It's
He
so
he
much like
processes to me at a college level
Yeah.
like an Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah.
And go get your Devontae Adams. Go get your who was the old boy he had for the Super Bowl?
Jordy Nelson.
Jordy?
No, not Jordy. Why the heck would I say Jordy Nelson?
Who?
Jordy
Devontae
Nelson,
Adams?
it was nice.
Are you talking about his
before
number one?
DT? Greg
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. Go get
Okay.
your Greg
Okay.
Jennings. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
go get your Jordy Nelson. Jordy was his guy, but
I was gonna say
Jordy was his guy, but come on now. We know what Jordy was. Jordy was spunky. He was what's
I
all
know
them,
you want something about
what's all
Randall
them
Cobb,
jobs
so
and
I mean-
what's all them acronyms they use whenever it's a white dude. Great leader, Jordy, great leader. He was smart
Very
player.
smart.
Jordan,
Yep.
smart player,
Yep, smart
knows
player.
how to break on it.
Twice, I tell you.
Tactician,
Yeah.
a tactician on the
Great
field.
route runner.
Donald Driver as well. Yeah, I mean a Donald Driver. Like I think,
But a
that-
lot of those are late round picks too. That if you're developing guys, I'm just saying I would love to see the defensive line completed. Just it's done.
But how do we know you don't find a way to do that? I think that's my point in all of this, right? It's not that we're excited about some of the late round talent on the defensive line just as much as we are on the offensive line. For me, I want to invest my high capital on the offensive line.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Or on the offense itself. I would love the offensive line. I just don't think any of them going to get to us.
And the way,
But you want to know why? Because we never do.
And the way Post did it last season. I mean, you think about it. We invested late in receivers and had that turn out for us.
We didn't invest late.
Fifth
Velus
round.
Jones is a 3rd round pick.
I just see it.
Yeah, he's
as,
just a prospect.
We didn't invest late. We invested early.
We missed quality receivers going with him.
I also don't trust him to pick receivers
don't do
outside
that
of the.
either.
Hey, that 2nd and 3rd round makes me nervous, bro. I'm just like,
Oh, you like just give me the slam.
hey, let me get the dunk. Let me get the dunk. I don't know, bro.
Scouts
Hey, but you know what? I wanted to
Hey,
bring
Grady, facts. He said Jordy Nelson plays the game the right way. Facts.
His dad was a good blocker.
All right.
who was that? Tyson Bajik.
Dad was a professional.
Hey, his
But you know
dad-
what? I
Hey,
actually
I
had
like
is
Tyson.
cold,
I
though.
like Tyson Bajan's dad more than I like Tyson.
Hey, Tyson Bajik's dad's a beast. He's a
Dude's
beast.
hilarious.
What
He is a
usually
beast.
happens is I
Dad
win.
is stout and
What were you
so-
gonna say, Jordan? Jordan's gonna say what you said?
No. Actually, I didn't know. I wanted to throw this in there when Pat mentioned the quarterback and how really it's on Caleb Williams. If you all saw, I forgot what show it was, but there was a graph they put up of the number 1 quarterbacks being taken, and they said like the overall best that you expect would be Peyton Manning. The 80th percentile was Joe
I
Burrow.
saw that.
The average was Jared Goff,
Jared
and the
Goff,
worst
yeah.
is like Jamarcus Russell.
Right.
So those 3 of those 4 names, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll take Jared Goff. Mike.
Say that again.
How that bottom sneak in there?
Wow.
Well, he's the bust.
He's a bust. He's the worst of the worst. Number 1 picks.
overall.
Hey, what he say on the pod?
He
He
was
say,
like,
he say, when you mention my name with Bus, you better throw best ever on that mug. Or no, he said you better throw biggest on that mug.
The biggest bust in the worst of the worst. The best of the worst.
I've never seen a
That's
dude so
crazy.
happy to feel in my life.
But I mean, you
He's
take
still rich.
you
He
take
got
it.
his money.
He's still rich.
He's still rich. You take it though.
Oh,
That was my whole point. Is you take 3 of those 4 names. I mean, if this guy becomes Joe Burrow, heck, if it becomes Jared Goff,
Aaron Rodgers.
you gonna what?
He becomes Jared
Well,
Goff. You're in a good space.
you're in a good space with
Yeah.
the team
Well, I
around
want-
him. Look at what Jared Goff's done. Look at what he did before with LA.
Look how he's improving
Nah,
every
nah,
year.
I
So we
want a
slide-
top.
we
I don't
slide
want
past
an average.
that.
I don't want. Oh, he's just.
My
here.
point is, we've never had a Jared Goff.
Yeah, we did.
No, we
Well,
haven't.
sort of. We had Jake.
Jared's
Cutler.
got thrown
not
over
Jared Goff.
4,000
That's not
yards.
Jared
Yeah, Jake.
Jay Cutler wasn't safe. The
They-
thing about
they
Jared
built-
Goff, even when he was at his worst, was he was safe.
No,
Yeah.
I get. First of all, Jay Cutler threw for what 4,500 yards. He was doing his
No,
thing
he
in
didn't.
Denver.
In Denver.
Oh, I
4,000
was about to say
in Denver. He had
Yeah, in
Brandon
Denver.
Marshall.
I don't know
when
if it
they
was
had
4,500.
that didn't translate here.
He was a Pro Bowler.
Bowler.
4,000, 4,500. What? My point is that with Jay, when they built the offense around Jay Cutler, he had some success. Come here, the offensive line. I told you, 4,500 yards.
4,500.
My point is that
Our stat guy doesn't look on the computer.
No. I said here in Chicago. I knew he
big
threw.
time back there. Look at those glasses.
but if you don't build around,
I'm the
We
weatherman
gave, him,
now.
we gave him the weatherman title, and now he's dangerous.
I'm not. It's a little cloudy around Jared Goff's stats right now.
How are things looking
Al
in your neck
Clemens
of the
over
woods?
here.
There's a solar eclipse coming.
No, just wait. It's gonna be 95 degrees when we get Marvin Harrison Jr. in Chicago. I'm just letting you know that right now.
It's gonna be hot and ready. Is that what
Hot
it's
and
gonna
ready,
be?
baby.
No,
It's
we
gonna be
had that
hot
type of talent.
and
They didn't build around him, but the issue with Cutler was him being more of a leader, being able to really have a heart. But he had the talent.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy that's like, he's the sum of the greater part of the team because we had to put all these things around him to make him great. We want this guy to be able to be a true leader, whether he can adapt to a system that comes in here. He can adapt whether he loses his number 1 receiver and he's able to make plays and things of that nature. So I would like us to finally get the guy that we have not had pretty much ever, except since McMahon, because McMahon was like, all right, skip you. I got to do something else to make a smarter play.
Yeah.
I love how the protection aspect was so real with Jay Cutler that he leaves Denver and immediately leads the league in INTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
Sacks,
you
got
guys-
but
literally
it
leads
is
the league
that,
in
and,
INTs.
and also there was a familiarity with Cutler. There was he was in the same system at his time in Denver. He wasn't changing coordinators every other year. In Chicago, it was like, hey, figure it out, my boy. You better get this thing together.
At Crimson, I'm saying I don't want a system quarterback that's just good enough to be a system quarterback. We want a guy that can actually just get the grasp and command the offense. I know that a quarterback by himself can't win a team, but if we don't want it to be that, if all these things aren't in place for him to win, we're not going to win.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I think at the end of the day, we talked about that on Friday. I I feel like he's gonna start off slow. Like Caleb will start off slow, but I mean, eventually he's gonna get it together because it's gonna take time. I mean, you got a myriad of weapons at your disposal. So I mean, as long as he's coming along to the point where the defense is able to win games early, I think that they'll be better off late in the season when it gets to crunch time and they actually need to get these dubs.
You don't have to, man. Hey, let's keep this thing moving. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. We like all the names that they bringing in. I'm a little nervous on late too, but I like all of the names that they bringing in for these top 30 visits. Let's get into a little bit of a different world here.
It's a different world.
Kentucky is pushing for Billy Donovan. We're gonna lose half the crowd, but hey, we got to talk about it. It's a major topic.
I will help.
Goodbye.
It's a major topic. We got to talk about it. Hey, but first, we got to tell you guys about Underdog. And before y'all get up out of here,
I wouldn't have put the graphics up.
well, I mean, you did that.
Well, I was.
It's called leading in. It's called leading in.
Great
you know
job,
what I mean?
Pat.
I'm trying to. You got to figure that out. First, we got to tell you guys all about Underdog. While I do that, y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Stop playing with us. But first, hey, listen. Underdog Fantasy, easiest way to get in on some of this late NBA season action, the easiest and best place to play fantasy sports. No waivers, trades, or lineup setting because there's no more league stressing. All you got to do, go in there, pick between 2 and 5 of your favorite players. When you get in on that pick'em game, you can win up to 100 times your money in a single night. Pick higher or lower on your favorite players' stats to win. You can also pick from the Rivals game, which is a very fun way to play the game. I mean, you get a little bit of back and forth in there, kind of where you're sitting there watching this game, hoping that one of those players makes it and wins the one that you select. And of course, you can turn on that pick'em insurance, which many people do not have in this game because that's why Underdog's the best. You know what I'm saying? It allows you a little bit of wiggle room. If you're not as confident in an entry, you can still make some money, but maybe say a little bit less because you're not as confident as Kobe White, making over 18 points because he's only taking 9 shots in a game. That was a shot. Tune in with us over at Underdog Fantasy. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy-to-use website. All you got to do is fill out the code TWCB to get started today. When you sign up, go to Underdog, download the app, fill out the code TWCB. Your pockets will thank you. All right, boys. Let's get back in tune with this, man. Let's get back in tune with this because we got an opportunity to get out of something else that seems to be struggling. Hey, listen. It's bad. Why are you challenging it? Why?
I'm challenging the topic.
You're challenging the topic.
I don't think we need to talk about it.
Well, we got to talk about it. It's major news.
All right, here we go.
Major coach in the NFL is in the NBA for the team that we cover. Wait. For the team that he's supposed to have videos out on Monday through Friday.
Oh, you set yourself up for that. I knew that was coming.
A major topic on the team that he's supposed to be covering.
He's absolutely right. So watch this, Flag.
Yeah.
So they gave me something to root for. Hey, listen, this video is gonna come out. You want to know why? Billy Donovan's about to get up out of it.
Well, nobody heard you say
Billy Donovan's about to get up out of it.
There you go.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I am so happy about this. By the way, I looked at you, baby. I looked at you. Hey, listen, I'm happy for this. I want you all to know why. How many times have I said Billy Donovan's the problem?
I didn't like it.
I said that the moment we got through that first season, like, it's Billy Donovan.
It's
Billy. It's Billy. Tell me no other coach could have made DeMar and Zach work.
No.
I call cap.
No.
I call cap.
Because I think Billy is the same as most coaches, and I think Monty Williams showed you that.
No, Monty Williams.
You need good players to win. It's the NBA. It's not the NFL. It's the NBA.
I think
you need good players to win. There is, what we say, Ringo, three
Three
coaches in the league.
It's 3.
That transcend the players.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Spo.
I can't even say Pop no more.
Pop does.
He's old.
I think Pop is just stuck in his ways. I think he's still a very genius of a coach, but I think he's like, we're gonna do it my way, and it's like, no, that ain't Tim Duncan down there. That's different. You know what I mean?
I would say
Spo.
Spo. I would say Mike Brown. Mike Brown's done a
Mike Brown can't
amazing
figure
job.
out how to get them to play defense. I don't know about that.
Their pace of play is always going to necessitate them having issues on defense. I mean, it's hard when you pay it. Any team that's had that pace of play has always had an issue with defense, except for the Golden State Warriors because they had one guy.
I was going to say there was a team that led the NBA in pace of play,
But-
and they won championships because of their defense as
their
well.
best defense was their offense.
Yes and no.
Their
They-
best defense was I'm chasing you around so much.
Yes
I
and
am
no.
not getting to my set
but
fast
they had a defense that was also at the top of the NBA because they could have moments
Well
where they would just
conditioned,
go,
stuff like
"You're
that.
not gonna,
Yeah.
you're not gonna outrun us, and we're gonna get back on defense and be ready to go."
Ty Lue's another name.
Ty Lue, I would put in there.
Ime Udoka, I'm gonna.
I will put Ime in there.
Ime.
I think those, I think
made
those
it.
are the three that transcend the players that they have right now.
That's more than three.
No, it's three.
That's 4.
Spo is 4.
Still a small.
I said not pop
Wait,
right
wait,
now.
you said Spo is what?
I
kid?
said not
You
pop
said-
right
you
now.
said
I still have the
Spo-
respect for pop.
I-
Spo, Lou.
Mike Brown, Lou.
I don't have Mike Brown.
No,
I got Mike Brown.
I mean,
Not Mike
you got 4. I don't have Mike Brown.
I got Mike Brown, and I'm gonna still keep Kerr up there because if realistically they're still over 500, they're still 10 games over 500. They're
Oh,
having a good season.
Yeah,
I always
In any
felt,
other season, they would still be in the playoffs.
yeah.
I always felt that this team like would be if Lonzo was healthy.
Hold on, let's do the report real quick so that people know what the heck we talking
Oh
about.
yeah, go ahead.
let's set up the topic here. Kentucky could be pursuing Billy Donovan because
Coming fast with a
whoa, what was that?
Excuse me.
Pass me that flag.
Watch yourself.
The flag's on the
You
ground.
gotta use that at the right time, buddy.
Don't worry about that.
You gotta use that at the right
Joe
time.
been on one
Thank you,
today,
baby.
man.
Kentucky could be
Boom.
pursuing Billy Donovan
You wanna say
because
hi?
of their now coaching vacancy
Wanna
with
say hi?
Cal leaving. And so I think that when you look at candidates who are in there, first two couple of young guys, they're going to be young up and comers in the league, guys who are in college. And from what I'm hearing, if they don't go with those young guys, Billy Donovan's the name that they want.
Good riddance.
Billy
mean,
Donovan is the name that they want.
He does really good with young
I
talent.
just think that he's an okay coach.
He's
I
a
never
good
thought
guy. He's-
he was going to be the
yes.
guy to lead us to the promised land.
Yes.
I'm like, if he didn't, the talent he had in Oklahoma, and that's what he did out there, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't see it happening
Yes.
here. So we've been the same team for the last few years, and that's why it's like, why don't you want to watch this or whatever? I'm like, it's the same team. It's not going anywhere. This is a second round contender.
I
I'm
left
good.
watching this team at 21. It's the same team at 24.
Pretty much, it's not going nowhere. So
Hey,
I'm
yeah.
good.
That's a shame.
I
I
just-
ain't lying though.
Man,
Nah.
he could talk bulls. He ain't watched but
Man,
6
you
games this year, and
lying.
all
It's
of them were because I was at the house.
And it's the same. What did I miss?
Hey Joe, who's the leading scorer?
I don't know. Who cares?
Just take a guess
Who's the leading scorer?
for the Bulls.
Isn't it Kobe White?
No.
Who?
Almost close.
Well, Kobe is second. That wasn't,
Yeah,
that
it
wasn't a
that
crazy
far. It
guess.
wasn't that far.
Vooch?
No, now you just embarrassing
DeMar.
yourself.
DeMar.
All right, come
I mean,
on.
He said, "No, you
Hey,
just
nah,
embarrassing."
yeah,
I'm so bad. I haven't even my fantasy basketball squad. I just fell off. I got to next
Yeah,
year.
nobody
ready.
plays it.
Next year.
Um,
I'm ready.
I was gonna say though, like, I mean, to me, it's perfect for Kentucky to pick them up. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you go to Kentucky, like when they had John Calipari, your only goal was to get to the NBA after the first season. Like you
Yeah.
go to Kentucky to be a one and done.
Yeah.
If you look at these programs that are making the deep runs into the playoffs, Final Fours, Elite Eights, Sweet 16s, they got 2, 3 year, 4 year guys, and that's what Billy excels at. He's a better college coach than he is an NBA coach. I wouldn't mind seeing Kentucky pick him up, and then I mean, listen, you're back in the SEC. So I mean that it's pretty much a layup. In my
NCAA
opinion.
champion. Like
Let
he
me
was.
let me
Much
just
better.
put some stats out there. Let me play stat guy for a second.
Oh, well, thank you.
And
Finally.
weatherman. Actually, I'll play both for a second. Actually, the stats for Billy Donovan in his college basketball career, actually with Florida Gators, he had a ridiculous 467 and 186 record with
Jesus,
the program.
that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is utterly ridiculous. 16 tournament appearances, and then we know those back-to-back championships with Joakim Noah and the fellas, you know, all those guys.
Did
the
you say
mid-2000s.
Joakim Noah?
Sound like
Joakim
Jalapa,
Noah.
but that's what I heard.
Al Horford.
I got you.
But there's a reason why they actually wanted him in Kentucky. You know, he was under Rick Pitino as an assistant, so he has ties to it. And like you all said, he's been a better college coach than anything.
Mhm.
I think he's just really good with younger men. Whoa, pause. But
Why did you say
Wait
it
a
like
minute.
that?
I didn't mean to say it
Why?
like that.
What the?
Come on, man.
Hey, no Diddy.
I could throw it faster than
Hey,
that.
Steph trying to leave.
What is happening right now?
I mean, he was feeling so good.
Trying to get away.
He was just flowing. It was just going.
Why?
I was like, dang it.
Why you use that line?
Coming fast. See, that's when you use it.
I already used it. Y'all
I'm
can
ready.
hear it.
But anyway, another reason why he should go back to Kentucky, I just checked the 10-day weather forecast for Kentucky. These guys are going to be in the mid-70s come Wednesday. Going to be 69, 67 on Thursday.
69 is the first number, huh? There are children here, dog.
60, 72 on Saturday, 78 on Sunday. So I think that'll be good for his bones. He's getting a little bit up in age. He might be actually good for his age to go to a warmer climate than Chicago.
Back there.
Back to you, Pat.
Crazy back there, dog. Hey, it'll be good for his bones.
Okay, hey, listen.
Yeah, it's good. Hot weather's
Welcome
good
back
for
to
the bones.
YouTube.
And this is how you pivot. Watch this. This is how you pivot. So now that we know that there's a possibility that he could be out, and I think we're all in agreement. He needs to go.
Yeah, I'm fine moving on.
I think that yes, he probably needs to be gone.
There we go. Talk to me. So there's some coaching candidates out there. Who would you replace him with?
I think that's the tough part.
I got mine.
That's
I got two.
that's
Who
the
you-
tough part. When you sit
got
there and
two.
look at candidates realistically, you're talking about. I mean, like I said, there's a bunch of Billy Donovans in the NBA. Nick Nurse is a Billy Donovan. He's fatter Billy Donovan.
Wow. No, I disagree.
Mike Budenholzer is bald Billy Donovan. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that. Mike Budenholzer has a 600 record.
Mike Budenholzer had Giannis. Hey, guess what Billy Donovan's win percentage was before he came here?
Oh, 600.
It was a 600 percentage. It helps to have great players on your team.
Yeah, it's definitely 50-50.
What did Nick Nurse? Hold on. Not to cut you off, but what did Nick Nurse look like the second Kawhi said, "I see y'all in LA"?
I mean, but they had no primary scorer anymore.
They had the same team minus Kawhi.
Yeah, they had
Literally the exact same team.
Yeah, they had no primary scorer.
Pascal Siakam,
Pascal Siakam.
Fred VanVleet.
Hold on. Let's look at this. Pascal Siakam got traded, right?
Pascal Siakam just got traded
Right.
this year.
Time
Nick
out.
Nurse was gone already.
Time out. Hear me
Next
out.
year.
He got traded, right?
Yeah.
Has he ever been the guy since then?
Nope.
He's never been the guy since then.
What are you talking about?
He just got traded.
So when you're the guy by default versus you actually being the guy, there's a big difference.
He just got traded to Indiana. Of course,
I know he just got traded to Indiana, but I'm saying, like, here's the thing: Pascal Siakam has never been the guy for a team.
No. He's always been like a
He's been
third.
he's like one of those guys who, like, by default, because
Pascal
you're one of our
Siakam is
best
Zach
ones.
LaVine.
Pascal was still nice in Toronto
fair.
after
He's
those
equal to Zach
championship.
LaVine.
Pascal is 20,
You know how many people say Zach LaVine's not a number one?
but he's 25-8.
So a lot of people say he's not a number one. He's not a number one.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is, if Nick Nurse was the kind of coach that you think he is,
He could whip these guys.
he can win with Pascal Siakam. Can Spo win with Pascal Siakam?
What was Toronto's record without Kawhi?
Absolutely.
They didn't have a lose. They was always in contention.
What are you talking about? Always in contention. They were a 500 team, basically.
They were better than
they
us.
swapped.
No, literally, they weren't. They were
No.
like a game above 500, and then some of those they were in the play-in against.
Not the
No,
season
were
they had a lot of
They
injuries.
swapped DeMar.
And then they swapped the people out. Not that
They swapped
season.
DeMar for Kawhi. One.
practically the same. No, they won all the way, but they were in the playoffs with DeMar. They were
Yes.
contender, and they swapped a player that was a slight better version. But his point, the whole point is that what coach? I have no idea what coach to get now. You know, who's the new coach
would
up
go
and
Mike
coming? Who has
Budenholzer.
the right system? Then we can get some players that fit the type of system that you want to run.
I feel like this.
I don't want to necessarily a retread. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just say this. Like, honestly, I get what you're saying about Budenholzer, but I mean, didn't he help develop Giannis to be the player that he is right now?
He did
Well,
a
it
better
helps to
job
have
than Jason
7
Kidd.
foot,
No, I thought that was
250
Jason Kidd.
pound,
No, that was Jason
whatever.
Kidd.
No,
I mean,
Jason
yeah,
Kidd did not.
to get a lot of that credit, but
Jay Kidd had him
Budenholzer
playing
kinda
point
helped
guard.
Put that structure of that team together. And then you also look at the fact that Mark Jackson is possibly out there.
Nope.
Mark Jackson will
No.
never be in the league.
We
again.
do this every year. He ain't coming back.
He's not coming back.
He's too much of a.
I feel like this: if he wants a job and if he's available, I think the Bulls should go after and get him.
I know I ain't crazy. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year
He
after
developed in the way he did Golden State.
without Kawhi.
They went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They won
swapped one
27
player.
games. They won 48 games.
No,
they won
no.
41 games. They won 25 games.
Okay.
That's the same team from 53 all the way to 25. And all you
27.
did was add rookies. It's the same team.
What I'm saying is, when you lose your primary guy on both ends, you're going to have this type of transition. Like there's no number one on that team.
You're going to become a 25-win team.
They didn't become a 25-win team. It didn't happen immediately. They became a 53-19 team because they lost the Eastern Conference Finals while Kawhi.
And then they slowly got worse every single year.
And then they went back to 48 and 34.
They continued to get worse, though.
Which, by the way, is not a bad record.
They continued to get worse.
48 and 34
players
would be a
and you
top
need to-
5 seed now in the East.
Yeah, but I hear you. But what I'm saying is they weren't a successful team. They weren't a team that people were worried about. They weren't a team that was even really doing anything. Guess what? What's Philly right now?
Wait. You're forgetting too. Who was the coach? Dwayne Casey was actually the coach.
Yeah,
of
Dwayne
Toronto.
Dwayne Casey was the coach of Toronto before they fired him first year.
him,
Nick Nurse won.
and he came in
Yeah.
with Nick Nurse. So I mean, certain guys, like a coach is kind of like a CEO in terms of managing these personalities. You're managing your offensive and defensive staff. You're implementing the type of whatever plays that you want to put in for these game plans. You're trying to manage these personalities. You're trying to get these guys to get to their maximum potential because the players do clearly have to play. So it's a mix of both. So what type of management style of this type of coach do you have where you know in situational basketball when to call the timeout, when to drop the right play, how do you motivate your guys to play? So I don't know if there's a new up and coming guy. I mean, it would be great to get like the next who was that guy in Chicago and he's now in New York, Tibbs. You know, a great defensive Tibbs
had to adapt a lot, though.
The guy, I keep forgetting the guy that we had that was our defensive coach. We were number one in defense.
Thibodeau.
No, not Thibodeau, the assistant coach. Garpax and them got in a
Griffin.
fight.
Back in
The
'96.
coach, no, not 96. That was funny. That was funny.
2005. Scott Skiles?
No, he was the assistant coach. They got in a fight. Garpax fired him. He goes to Oklahoma.
You talking about
Vinny Del Negro?
yeah.
No, the assistant coach with Thibodeau.
Who fought
We were
Paxson?
number one. They got into an issue. Paxson fired him. He goes to Oklahoma, and then he goes to Golden State. They were number one in defense.
I'm lost.
Oh, not Tex Winter.
Not Tex
Ron
Winter.
Adams.
Ron Adams. Thank you. There you go. You
Yeah.
know, getting the right type of staff with the
I didn't
right
know he fought
scheme.
John Paxson.
I didn't know.
Me either.
They got an issue where they fired Adams, and Garpax was making all kind of mistakes.
Okay.
But who is the next up and coming coach that has it? That would be what our man AK is supposed to do, or AK the group.
I still think Mike's the guy.
Mike Budenholzer?
I think Mike's the
I'm
guy.
good.
Mike Budenholzer.
I'm good.
Nah,
I mean,
it's like, what else-
yeah,
good.
What else do you have?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good on that whole tree, bro.
All right, listen. We know that Billy's not it. Who else do you get? Terry Stotts?
Agree.
I think
Mark Jackson?
No,
He ain't getting a job.
I think you literally are at a point where you got to find the next, like Joel said, the up and comer.
Yeah, retread to me doesn't. It doesn't.
All the
work.
guys you're talking about are the same guy.
or the
All of the guys you're talking about. What was Mike Budenholzer's problem? Offense was too slow. Didn't play enough. Didn't shoot enough threes.
Hold on. Let's be real. Mike Budenholzer is limited to his stars' ability.
Okay.
I've always said that. Has Giannis' game drastically evolved since 2019?
Has his game drastically
yes.
Has his
evolved?
game
No, he's-
evolved since
yes.
2019? He's
No.
the same player.
Yes.
How?
Wait.
He's
time
more
out, time
key.
out, time out.
I'm gonna tell you why I say yes first.
How?
He's consistent in his mid range and he's consistent in his free throw shooting now. He's consistent when he takes
That
threes
does make a difference.
more
He's
than
consistent in his
before.
free throw shooting. I give you that.
More than before.
I give you that.
I don't know about the threes.
I don't,
He got-
threes,
Okay,
no.
all right.
Threes
You
is
know what?
crazy.
You got
But he's still
Jesse,
relatively
he got
the
a
same
bag?
player. What's the go-to move for Giannis right
He's
now?
good at dribbling.
Attack the bucket.
Hey, clear out.
Yeah.
Right, put
He
shooters
never
around him.
dribbled
Guess
good.
what?
He's
When
so
that
bad.
happens,
He's
that's
so
why they
bad.
have this whole Dame thing, because Dame could create those shots. That's why they're going through this whole up and down. He's the same guy. He's just great at what he does. He's great at what he does, but he's the same dude. And that's okay. When you're limited to that, it's going to look, you're going to have ups and downs. Do you think Doc, all right, listen, I'm not a Doc Rivers fan, but he's better than this. He's better than the record he put up with the Bucks for the last 20 games. He's better than that.
I don't blame this season on Doc though. When you come in the middle, that's
season,
different. Yeah,
that's
that's different.
stupid. Then you have a player with no
That's
off
different.
season that plays with them like they were doomed.
I just wish that we were in a better spot where you could actually reset this whole team. And it looks like we're still stuck. So even if he leaves, you bring in a new coach. Does the coach then motivate these guys and we're a little bit better, do you think we could still win with Vooch?
Here's
But
the-
you still gotta,
No,
DeMar's
I
getting
I think that
old.
Vooch ship is sailed.
Zach is not motivated. Does this guy come in and say, "Hey, Zach, we love you. You could be the guy"?
Yeah.
You're 27 years old.
They need to find somebody that's going to maximize the potential of Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu.
Yeah.
So now you're saying build
By the
around him.
way,
that Nate
new nickname
McMillan?
unlocked. Iobi, how we feeling?
Iobi. But is that Nate McMillan?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Look at what Nate did
How
with
we feeling
with Trae
about
Young.
it? I'm telling you, it's there. But no,
It's not Steven Silas, although I think he did a decent job.
I think that you're probably going to go with either one of those coaches that was a young coach who ended up getting fired because the team was just bad
Mhm.
and didn't have the right players, or you're going to end up going with one of the hot names in college and try to bring them to the NBA.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you can go with one of these retread. Yeah, Mike Budenholzer, maybe that's a name that you bring in. Is Mike Budenholzer going to tell the Bulls stop shooting 29 3-pointers and actually get into the modern era basketball? I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, because that's
you mean like to shoot more?
listen, we lose at math.
It's
The
Math
Bulls
ain't
lose at
mathing.
math every
mathematics
single
game
night.
every time.
They lose at math problems. We need to shoot more threes. What do? We're not going to do it.
Yeah, but if you can't hit them,
I mean, listen,
you gotta have players who are comfortable and confident to shoot 'em.
you got 3-point shooters, but the whole point is to actually do it. The thing that the Bulls did this year was in the beginning of the season, they had a couple of games where they shot 43s and they were like, we don't like that. And then they just stopped doing it.
But you can't do that when you don't have defensive shooters, which we don't.
Yeah, but the thing is,
And your
we
main
have-
guy is not a shooter.
But here's the thing. We have players who, if they just shot their shot percentage averages that they did on other teams, the Bulls would be a top 5 3-point team that we brought in last season.
Name them.
When you add Torrey Craig into this team, Torrey Craig came in as a above 40% 3-point
Javon
shooter.
Carter.
Javon Carter came in as above 40% 3-point
It's
shooter.
a nice day outside. Do we really got to bring you
No,
there?
Leroy's in the building. No, but I think
I
here's
don't
my
disagree
point.
with
Here's my point. All of a sudden they come to the Bulls and now everybody pump fakes. Now everybody doesn't take the threes. Now everybody doesn't let the shot fly. This is not just that. It's not just those guys. This is a organizational thing at this point. Your organization does not prioritize the 3 ball. Because every player that comes here that was on a different team that says shoot the 3 doesn't do it here.
Let's use the one from the one who shall not be named from the Bucks specifically. We're asking him to do more than he's ever been asked to do.
I'm just asking you, when you get an open corner 3, take it.
Who you talking about, Javon Carter?
We're asking him to do more than he was ever.
He ain't doing no
he's
more
not
than what he
even
was
playing,
doing in
so-
Milwaukee.
It's a nice day outside.
No, he's doing more.
Come on,
It's a
what's
nice,
he,
it's a
kid?
nice day outside. We really got to.
Come on, bro.
He was never really that guy on that team.
He ball handled a ton on the Bucks.
No,
when
he
they were missing Drew Holiday, who was the point guard?
I get what we're asking him to do more, and we're actually like, if you look at how their all offenses ran, we don't give him, like, he had clear lanes to shoot. I'm pretty sure if it doesn't take much. You can watch. He had clear opportunities to shoot.
Sure. So
those pick and rolls on the Bucks is a lot different than it is on the Bulls.
yeah, but on the Bulls, he's getting wide open corner 3s. He's pump faking, driving to the middle, pump faking again, kicking
he
it up
just
to the top of the
trash,
key and just trying to run it around. That's why I'm saying.
trash.
Now it goes back to Billy, but I do think that it's an organizational thing. And my whole point is, how do you change your organization? How do you change the philosophy? That's what Peter Patton's supposed to be doing. Now he's got Io shooting more. Kobe kind of came into the season confident. I like that, but it's like, we're not asking these guys to do anything different. Torrey Craig's a little banged up with injury, but Torrey Craig's 3-point attempts per season has dropped off this year.
We're right where we need to be because we don't have the guys. All the top guys have 1 or 2 definitive guys. They know their roles. They play their roles well. We don't have that. We have DeMar. We have maybe Kobe. Depending on now, he's just coming into his own. Why?
Yeah.
Because Zach LaVine, we just told, hey, we're gonna ship
And
out.
you finna get rid of DeMar
Right?
probably.
So like all of this is a maybe. It's new. But if you want to like be real about it, for it to be new, it's a good promise. It's a good starting point. It's the best time to let go of Billy.
I think what the heck is going on there?
I have no
Nothing.
idea.
Go ahead.
Y'all got a little picture-in-picture going on
Carry
back
on.
there? What was that? What was that?
Carry on.
Hey, that was pretty nice. I like that.
I don't know what's
A
happening.
little picture action back there. A little picture action back there. Hey, man, let's finish this show off, man. We've sat here and talked way too long about this struggling Bulls
Yeah, you
team.
put me to sleep.
And here we go.
I don't even know. We ain't even got time to get in the championship weekend. We got to go straight into best and worst of the
Wait,
weekend.
wait. I done made the graphic. How about this predictions? That's all. That's all you got to do.
Oh, you just want to predict tonight's game?
Whoop.
UConn.
What?
UConn by a lot.
Yeah, UConn.
Anybody on Purdue? Joel's on Purdue because he
No.
wants to win that bracket thing.
Darn
No,
right.
not
Darn
at all.
Skippy.
Not at all.
And
Yeah,
this gonna be over in the first 10
I'm
minutes.
gonna let you have that one. It's all you, baby.
It's all
It's all you, Joe.
so.
So
Okay, well, there you have it.
If
And-
UConn doesn't,
Joe just said, "I made the graphics. We got to
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
We
we
got
gotta talk about
y'all
it,
gonna
goddamn.
see these
Run the
graphics
credits on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Let's finish it
Yeah,
off
yeah.
here. Hey, let's jump into a little best and worst of the weekend, boys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Best thing that I saw this weekend,
here we go.
and we talked about it early. But I know this is a couple people's best, but that's okay.
Rhea Rip. Oh, my
better
bad.
not
We
take
ain't on it.
Why don't y'all just have a bro moment?
Rhea
Just talk
Ripley.
it out.
Jay
No, I
Talk it
can't.
out.
Oh, Jay Cargill.
Jay
Hold on,
Cargill.
boys.
Here we go.
Woo! Now
Hey.
with the children here.
Kids
Calm
in the
down,
building.
guys.
Kids in the building.
Kids are in the
Kids are in
building.
the building.
All right.
No, I think the it's not even the winner of WrestleMania and all of that. It is the fact that there's a league out here that most people look at and say, we know the outcome. This is going to be scripted. This is going to be terrible. This is, oh my goodness. We know how this is going to end. How can you guys watch that? I'm not going to say most people are saying that. I shouldn't say that. That a lot of people, we all know what this is going to be. We know how the outcome is going to go. But it was probably more watched than the Purdue. Was the Purdue game the late game or the UConn game?
UConn was later.
The UConn game.
UConn game was late.
WrestleMania was being more watched than the UConn final or semifinal game, Final Four game, because I'm sitting on Twitter and nobody's talking about UConn. Now, granted, for the most part, breaking news per Baki here. Hold on. That's now I got a best of the weekend here as well. Jackson Powers Johnson is in Chicago for a top 30 visit with the Bears.
Yeah.
Jay, baby.
Here we go.
Oh, I like that. We'll be talking about that tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. I got a bear down for you. But
Whoa, the way you said
it was intended. But it was intended.
just
But no, I just love the fact that an event that people sit there and go, it's scripted. Why would anybody watch this? Was one of the most watched events that you were going to see on Saturday night. And it was very entertaining. It was ridiculously entertaining, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah. You goddamn right.
Yeah.
yeah.
We
sure
know.
am.
we
I'm
know
very
who
happy.
didn't watch
Sure
it.
did.
It's
I'm gonna just say this: they need to get Jay Cargill a Storm and just call it a day. Just revive.
I don't know what her acting chops are like. I don't want to do that. I got the fine chick as Storm already. Yeah,
I mean, Holly Berry didn't.
I'm
really
good
live
on
up
that.
to it.
I'm good on that.
Holly
Sure.
Berry didn't live
And they
up
put
to it.
Holly in that movie for one line. You know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing as everything else. I was like, oh my
What
god.
does that mean?
We didn't need
that
it.
was
What are you
corny.
doing
I
right
didn't
now?
I
need
forgot
it.
about how corny that was.
Oh, it was so
man.
terrible.
My best of the weekend is with you, bro. WrestleMania was something different this time. I've been watching probably every WrestleMania since 1996. I'm going back to a lot of match of
Back
Shawn
when those
Michaels.
glasses were in style.
Back when these glasses was ready and available. I took the last pair.
Hey,
But listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something about what this WrestleMania is. It's different than probably most others. Now, a lot of people don't know about the storyline aspect of it, but Triple H is writing the storylines. He's part of the head of creative. And what he's done is made the story so intrinsic in a way where you're like captivated. You're watching this and you're looking to see what's going to happen next. He's blending reality with fiction. And so the idea is that you're going into this thinking like, yo, is that real? Did that really happen? Did he really feel that way? Did he say that? Oh, The Rock is really that
Hey, yo,
guy?
yeah.
Like, and the Rock is transformed into the final boss. And this final boss
If you count, you're
is
fired.
different than any other version of The Rock that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so what it's doing is bringing not only those who are hardcore fans like myself for all these years or like Ringo, but you got the casual fans that's coming back And even those that maybe sometimes watch it like yourself, but you got people that are now tuned in. And like you said, the ratings is going up. The company is being valued way over billions of dollars. As a matter of fact,
They coming to Netflix.
They got the Netflix deal. And so at the end of the day,
No, I'm listening. Joe had his head down. It just looked funny.
Oh, Joe sleep?
He's so disinterested.
Was Joe sleep?
If it's not Eddie Fat
Joe,
Man,
wake up,
he
Joe.
ain't
No,
fun, bro.
no, I was Calvin. I was not. That's
good.
them.
All
Keep
good.
going.
If it ain't Walter
for
Payton,
everybody,
he's out.
man. It ain't for everybody.
I was just rubbing
Man,
my
I
eye.
get it. It's not for everybody. What I'm gonna tell you that is doing right now is bringing money to the table. You got these wrestlers now excited about what's the future gonna hold. You're going into a new era, and they got the Netflix deal. This thing, man, is going to skyrocket. You mark my words.
Hey, we have to add a wrestling segment to this one because I've never seen you so alive. Hey, listen, you are in it.
Hey, he
you
knows
are
he's
like,
wrestling. I ain't gonna lie. He does.
You
wrestling.
are-
I got some passions, man. Basketball, wrestling is up there, man.
Hey, man.
it seems like wrestling is just the passion for you because I've never seen you so animated outside of this.
LeBreeze wrestling. LeBreeze
I mean,
wrestling.
hey, listen,
Hey,
that's what
a
you
name
want to
right
do.
there.
Let's get it going.
But you know what it is, though. You know what it is too is that a lot of people don't really like vibe with it because they believe Pat kind of alluded to it earlier. It's scripted. It's
I mean,
It
it
is
is.
scripted.
It's not-
It's scripted.
It is, but it's
here's
still
the thing.
exciting.
Here's the thing: scripted and fake are different.
Yeah.
It is scripted.
Yeah, ain't
It
no
is
fake
scripted.
about slamming
Ain't nothing
somebody.
fake about slamming your body through a table.
No.
Muzz like, it's not a real table. I'm like, nah, I saw that wood splinter into his back.
Did you
I'm
see
gonna
The
hit
Rock
you with
bleeding
this-
in his
with this
post interview on day one?
Ow, ow, that hurt. It's real.
Hey,
Hey, a steel chair is a steel chair.
Yeah,
steel
no,
chair,
it's
steel
steel
chair. You can play hit me with a steel chair and it's gonna
It's
hurt.
gonna hurt.
Joe,
Hey, I
The
think
Rock's
that's
arm was literally bleeding in day one after day one when he was doing his interview, his post interview.
You mean so when they scripted him to get
Whatever, man.
Ah, whatever.
That's all right.
Anyway.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Was it in the-
Throw the
was it
credits
live?
on yourself.
Was
I
it live action or when they
So-
scripted him to do that?
It's like Days of Our Lives with action.
It is male soap operas.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
It's
all
male
it is.
soap opera.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
it
that.
absolutely is a male soap opera.
That's a good one.
I
Hey,
agree.
listen, Undertaker has died and come back 17 times.
Hey, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. For the first 14, I thought he was dead for real.
Facts.
When they put him in the coffin and lit it on fire, I was like, can't be fake.
He got-
Can't be-
can't be-
like, hey, listen, we witnessed a homicide live on TV. And I'm like, Randy Orton's out there the next week, and I'm like, oh my God, how's he getting away with
The
this?
suspense from reality. Like it's anything like any kind of story you watch on TV, any type of movie.
Yeah.
It's drama, it's a ballet, it's Broadway, whatever you want to call
I
it. bro.
asked this: would y'all watch now a
No.
league that came out that was scripted, but it was a different sport? So you're getting like a
Like the
storyline, like an NFL, where you can. NFL is really the only one where you can kind of control it, because like, yeah, I mean, like you got to have. Well, I guess Harlem Globetrotters kind of.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Harlem Globetrotters is
Yeah.
scripted a little bit, but like,
Yeah.
would you watch another league that did that? Like if the XFL was like, we know the storylines that
It
are coming.
depends on
in.
the character.
If
If you
development.
got good acting and
No-
good character,
yeah,
yeah,
no chop, Junior.
absolutely.
The
character
Go ahead,
development
take a
has
cheat
to be
slap.
there.
He said, I'm in
Absolutely.
chess. Nope, cheat.
Like I guess not the reason I fell out of love with wrestling is because the character development was poor for a very long
Oh
time.
yeah, it absolutely
Like,
was.
it was very
It
poor.
absolutely
So
was.
now I think like trying to get back into it probably be better. You all have hyped it up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know,
It's a little bit of bad.
but I don't want to
acting
see
me.
the Undertaker anymore. Like the Undertaker has been. The Undertaker did an interview with
acting.
Joe Rogan that said he pretty much can't move, and all of a sudden he's choke slamming somebody.
That was great.
Yeah, okay.
That was amazing. That was my best
right,
of the
no,
weekend.
Rock
as well.
not for me.
Sold that
Yeah.
too. Rock sold
It's not
that
for me.
really good.
I
Hey,
think
The Rock sells. He's the greatest sell I've ever seen, bro.
I
I
got
mean,
my.
did he
think about the
oversell
fact
it?
that this man is 52 years
When he got
old.
speared.
He's on
Right.
the board of directors. He ain't got to do this, man. Like honestly, wrestling, he don't need the money.
Yeah.
He's doing it because he loves the business, and it's like at the end of the day, there's millions.
Well, we
and millions.
we know why he came back.
Hey.
Whenever Vince get in a little bit of trouble, they always bring Rocky back.
Oh,
Whenever Vince got some shenanigans
Hey,
going on, they
I'm
bring
gonna
that's
Rocky
the
Rocky
back.
Diddy insurance.
Hey,
Yeah,
Vince,
no,
ain't,
100%.
Vince ain't
Oh,
part of
okay.
any
All right.
decision no more, bro. Vince
Oh, yeah.
done for.
Yeah, Vince
Well,
might be a little bit.
It's over with.
What's your best,
My
Joe?
best and worst is that I actually watched most of the South Carolina Iowa game.
You watch most of the game.
Yeah, I did. I watched.
There you go, baby.
And also,
Look at him
you know,
watching
I was
basketball.
rooting for Purdue to get the championship. And then my worst was I saw the recent episode of X-Men '97. I was disappointed. Like What?
Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it. I haven't seen anything.
I ain't
You
watched
shut
it
your
yet.
goddamn mouth.
The last one.
Hey,
I'm like,
hey, y'all hush. Y'all hush.
Hey.
Don't say a goddamn word, you
Camera
bastards.
clowns.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Jordan, what's your best and worst of the weekend? My
Best,
God, we got the spoilers up here, the spoil
Man,
brothers.
I
I just
swear,
said anything.
best,
You might like it. I just did.
Hey. It's my turn. It's my turn to talk now.
You told me it was my turn. Go ahead, Jordan.
Told me it was my
Hey,
turn.
gotta get the edit
Skip
up. I don't
needs
even
a
know that
moment
right.
like that. He's dying right now.
Best for me is Raven Johnson off of the South Carolina women's basketball team. Last year, she went viral because Caitlin Clark waved her off, left her unguarded at the three-point line. She said she watched that tape over 100 times and it hurt her. So this year, she said she committed to playing lockdown defense on CC, and she did just that after the second quarter. Caitlin Clark only put up 12 points, 10 of 28 for 30 points, which is still good, but I mean, 10 of 28
No,
is
it's
bad.
not. 10,
No, 30
No, it's
points.
not.
Scoring 30 is good.
No, it's not.
10 of 28.
Nope. I will
is
not.
bad.
I will not allow y'all
You're not
to.
hearing me. I'm
Now, listen,
dividing it. Jesus
Kobe
Christ.
numbers.
No. He has a thing about people who take just as many shots as they
Yeah,
have
you
for.
cannot.
No. I
Getting
understand
30
it's a
on 30
bad.
is not impressive.
You're not saying that.
That's Kobe
It's a
numbers.
bad
pat thing,
percentage.
bro.
It's
It's
a
a pat
horrible
thing.
percentage.
Those
Hey,
are
Literally 33% probably from the field, but she scored 30 is what I'm saying.
No, it's a good one.
Yeah, at the detriment of your team because you took so
Anyway,
many shots.
she
that
had
they
a
wasn't
Jordan
taking
moment.
opposite shots.
If you saw the actual type of defense that Raven played on her,
Oh, yeah, they
I
was
mean, it was
clapping
the best that you
Clapping.
probably ever seen against
And that-
Caitlin.
And that
She
girl,
shut it down.
Who
Shut
was
it down.
the center 6'7"? She was all the rebounds. They were just a
I forgot
bigger
her name.
Oh,
team than
Tessa.
Iowa.
Yes.
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson.
No, Cardoso.
Something. Camilla Cardoso.
Oh, Camila Cardoso.
Yeah, off of
6'7",
South Carolina. Yeah.
But they were
Yes.
just a bigger team than Iowa. It was like they didn't stand a chance.
That's why they undefeated.
Yeah.
Worst for me is even though I really
6'7".
like this person, I think the timing was wrong. I respect what he said, but I think the timing was wrong. J. Cole backtracking.
Ooh, that was my worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Go ahead.
expand on that. No, that's basically all I wanted to say is that I don't think he said that at the right time. You literally dissed him, like eviscerated him, and then he was like, let's give a shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, you could have waited on that.
Thing? Oh, okay.
Could have waited on that.
Let's be friends.
He should have just not dissed him.
The whole point of rap is to kind of battle each other.
Well, I
He
think-
came with the energy that made it seem like he wanted smoke.
It was
Posted part-time rapper come outside and then want to sit there and say, well, that's not me. No, it was definitely you.
No, here's
definitely who you
my
are.
problem. The diss was just, it was a better song than it was a diss. One of the bars made no sense in the diss. Like the years thing was great. You're basically a part-time rapper, like you said. Trashing his albums was just like, oh, that's not factual. Like I didn't agree with his
He
take
said
on
killing a butterfly. What was it?
To
second
Kill-
album?
To Pimp a
Butterfly
Butterfly was
Yes, that was a dope album.
That was
it,
gas.
It was a good
That was
good
gas.
album. Like I was sitting there, I was
That
just
was-
like,
no,
I
that
was
was
like,
gas.
I get we're dissing, but let's be factual about our disses here, guys.
Hey, not besides Pat, how many people have actually played that album again, played it back
Which one?
to Pimp a Butterfly?
Absolutely.
So Pimp a Butterfly getting played all the time.
Absolutely.
It's been a
Yeah.
while, Joe. Like,
been a while.
nobody's really playing that album back.
You only took
I
Joe's.
played
Everybody
it.
else said yes.
I
And he was
played
like,
it.
Joe,
I
you
literally
agree with me?
played it.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
Multiple times when it was
Joe is the freaking DJ.
When it was hot, I played it
Yeah,
multiple
but
times.
but you're not DJing to Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah,
You're not
you're
putting
not.
that on
You're
at the
not.
club.
Hey, Takeover was better than Ether.
Take that.
Run.
Super Ugly was better than Ether.
Super ugly.
Super Ugly. He destroyed
Super
that
Ugly.
man the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Joe did not agree. Ringo, what was your best and worst of the weekend?
Best of the weekend, man. Man, listen, that last 7 minutes of night 2 of WrestleMania, bro, just
Was crazy. We got Undertaker in that mug.
like that was legitimately a cinematic masterpiece. And for everybody that does not like storytelling, the fact that Roman actually hit Seth with that chair, like, culminated all the way back to 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Drew McIntyre talking mess about
Yo,
CM
that was
Punk,
so great.
and then losing
Hey, you can't write it no better than
because
that.
you were super bro,
Had the championship for 6 minutes.
super thirsty, bro.
Bro, he won
And
it,
then
so you
blew
didn't
a
watch
kiss to
Joe.
the man's wife, bro.
Bro, watch. He won the world championship or the heavyweight championship. Went over to CM Punk to talk trash.
Went to his wife first.
Went to his wife and then went over to CM Punk to talk trash. CM Punk busts him over the head with the championship belt. And who was it?
Damian
Pierce,
came out.
who won Money in the Bank, immediately ran out, cashed in his Money in the Bank, put him in the ring, body slammed him, pinned him, and now he's the champion. He had it for 6 minutes.
The underlying story to that,
Yeah,
the
one
crazy
job.
part is the fact that Drew McIntyre's whole thing was he kept saying, "I prayed for CM Punk to get hurt. I prayed for him to hurt his arm." And so his wife had on the shirt that said, "I prayed for this."
Yeah.
And literally, he came over to CM Punk, sat in front of him the way how CM Punk sits down, and started teasing him. And CM Punk had enough. And then the irony of it, the cash in on the Money in the Bank.
Oh, it was great.
Kid, if you ever looking forward to get back in the wrestling, this is the
Now
time.
is the time.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm
but
gonna
then
check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
The
'cause y'all done hyped it up.
craziest part too is, bro, he tweeted during the match.
Oh, that's crazy.
Drew McIntyre tweeted during the match. He was
How
like,
he tweet during the match?
I'm bored at work, and then you literally lost. You literally lost the chip.
What's your worst?
I think my worst of the weekend is, bro, J. Cole, bro. I get the whole morals thing. If your heart wasn't in it to begin with it, just don't do it.
Yeah. Don't sit there and fake it.
I think that's because we living in a social media era. Everybody was gonna have something to say, and now you just now you wasn't feeling right about it. I'm not rocking with that part.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. My worst of the weekend actually goes to a little bit of back to wrestling. John Cena,
bro.
let the hair go, bro.
no, he just got it.
Let it go.
He
It's
just
bad.
got that.
John Cena got bad hair game going right now, bro. The middle is bald. Like it's like he doing a bird nest thing, trying to wrap it around. Yeah, it's bad, man. Let it go, bro. Cut it off. I don't care if you went to Turkey or not. Let that go.
I'm gonna go completely different. I'm gonna go back to the NBA. So this is my best, and obviously I'm a Kyrie fan. Kyrie going off against the Rockets was a cold. That last quarter, him taking over. I mean, as a ball handler, as someone who loves to see high level basketball, that's just a masterclass when you see him actually play. You know, everything else aside, like he's one of the most skilled players you've ever seen. You really have to go give him some respect on that one. But the best isn't really necessarily that performance. It's the parity in the league. There are over 5 teams in the Western Conference over 600.
That's crazy.
So to really put that into perspective, it's been a very long time. But if you even look at the Eastern Conference, the Bulls, as much as we like to say that we suck, are the only team in the playoffs. Well, besides, the Bulls and the Hawks. Forgive me.
Yeah.
But even then, the Bulls are like a couple games behind 500. The league Adam Silver has really accomplished parity within the league, and now we may actually see the changing of the guard happen a lot sooner because Ant-Man has really put the Wolves on top. I love Ant-Man. I love what they've done. And I think that's a very unstoppable team. They've won 7 of the last 10. Like the league and where it's going, I really think we're going to have a surprise at champion for this particular season. So I love where it's going. Worse. All right. So everyone said J. Cole. I'm gonna go somewhere different. The worst is the fact that the Bulls are in the playoffs. So here we go. All right, listen.
37 wins.
37 wins. The Bulls in the playoffs. Now, let's not go too crazy because Michael Jordan's first season in the playoffs was a very similar record. I know that's a while ago, and everything like that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Very similar record, but he did.
We
that
got no
eighth
questions that there's a Michael Jordan on this team.
Oh, there's no Michael Jordan on this team. The simple fact that the Bulls can actually extend this season and not immediately go into rebuilding or retooling ticks me off.
Yeah.
I want them to lose. I want this season to be over with. I want us to move on. I want us to get rid of Billy Donovan. Get to what we got to get to quickly. We can actually extend this because the Bulls, believe it or not, match up really well against the Bucks.
Hey, Pat, speaking of Jerry Reinsdorf teams, that's my other worst. 1-9.
Here we go.
We are, let's go White Sox. We are 1-9.
It's a long season.
We lost 5 in a row. Today we lost 0-4.
It's a long season, baby.
I grew up in a time where I watched Bo Jackson and Frank Thomas, and that's what got me into baseball.
Church.
That's what got me into baseball. Robin Ventura,
Tabernacle.
Harold Baines, all those guys got me into baseball. I used to sit down and write down their stats and watching the game when I was a kid. But bro, these days I don't even watch baseball that much no more because it is a slow sport. Don't get it wrong, but I love the skill of the game. I do think it's the smartest sport out of all the major sports.
It's the hardest sport.
It's the hardest sport out of all the major sports. The problem is the White Sox have just been so terrible, and now you want to ask the city of Chicago to give you over $1 billion to move the stadium a little bit north. And I get it. We do need a new location, and I get it. I don't want to lose them
For
to
what?
another
Why?
city.
So it can be empty in a new location?
And that's the problem. And the only reason it's going to be empty possibly is because
SWAT said they have 300 games left.
They do. They got like 100. Hey, they got like 150 games left.
Hey, listen.
It's a long season, bro.
Going 50 and 132 don't make you don't make it better.
That's what's terrible, man. And for me, that's the worst because like at the end of the day, you can't compete with the Cubs when the Cubs are winning and they're already the most popular.
God dang
right.
Say it again. Say
it again.
Because what happened to the Dodgers?
The Cubs are 6-3 right now.
So I
got
gonna
two Chicago teams.
So
Shout out to Shota Imanaga, 2-0, baby.
So what happened to the Dodgers? I thought y'all said the Dodgers was.
Yep.
You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job, just like the White Sox. Just like the White Sox.
So the Dodgers was
The White Sox also not getting the camera.
Dodgers was nice.
Hey, at least they're not the Marlins.
They are the Marlins. They're worse than the Marlins.
No, the Marlins are 1-10.
Give us a day.
Hey, that's it.
They are.
Jesus, they really are the second worst team in all
I'm
of baseball.
gonna tell you this right now, and then we got to get up out of here.
It's not that bad.
Jerry Reinsdorf should be.
It's not that bad.
Jerry Reinsdorf should be embarrassed that he is willing to continue down the same path that he's been on for so long. He has not had a competitive team in the city of Chicago in 15 years.
Since D Rose.
Well, they were. Well,
we know why we won that draft.
No, just competitive.
Well, they were competitive a couple years ago. But other than that,
Not really. You got to the first round and got beat 4-1.
But
we not
were in the
competitive.
playoffs for years. It was like, oh, snap, we got it.
They had a whole window they should have won.
Everybody was saluting AK. Like, we built the squad.
Years.
15 years.
Oh yeah. White Sox had a window.
What's this, 2014?
20. What was it? 20.
That White Sox team never really was competitive.
It's been about 12 years since 2012.
How about this? My daughter wasn't born.
Dang.
Wow, my
Man,
daughter
this is
wasn't
depressing.
You should be embarrassed, dog. Like, and I get it, right? He's a billionaire. He's got his money. He don't care about. I get all of that, but you know what? Then
Sell the team.
no, I ain't gonna say sell the team because that's dumb too. That's dumb in a business sense.
I'm not gonna sell my $1 billion asset.
Not
for
selling my
nobody.
multiple $1 billion assets.
But I mean, that's the reason why he doesn't care about a greater team is because he's getting money.
I don't know, bro. Like it would piss me off, and maybe that's why I'm not a billionaire.
Actually, you know what? He should sell it.
Man,
Because you know what?
all
You're
he cares about is
absolutely right.
money.
His inability and his unwillingness to go into the luxury tax and all that stuff has really hindered the Bulls specifically. I can't speak to baseball as much.
I mean,
I just know that baseball, y'all got some big checks that get written over there, and apparently none of the Sox.
the
players
White
over
Sox,
there.
Sox ain't never written one. We've never had $100 million player.
Hey, the only way we're gonna get better is the same way WWE got better. Either Ryan
Jay
is
Cargill?
gonna have to die, or something's
Jay
gonna have to happen
Jay
when he's gonna
Cargill
get
would help.
canceled. Because Vince McMahon
All
got
right, we
canceled,
can't.
the
I'm not
storyline
wishing
got
death on my guy.
right.
Jesus
So
Christ,
like
dog.
bring
Good
back the old
Jesus,
days.
Lord.
we gotta wish death on him, bro.
You
It's sports.
can't
Jesus
just
Christ.
cut the CM Punk.
All right, we got to get up out of here.
Man, say,
I
kick the
appreciate
bucket.
y'all for tuning in, showing love.
Kick the bucket.
Jesus Christ,
Killing off owners.
right?
All
Like,
for selling. He's
still
just
somebody's dad. There's still somebody's grandfather.
wishing
dog.
SA on
Not
somebody.
wishing death on him because of a sports team, right?
Well, no, he did say Vince McMahon, so he was like wishing
wishing
some allegations on some people.
Let's not start with death. Let's move to the second part. Hey, Jesus.
You gotta let it go.
Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Somebody said who's giving Brotherhood say who's giving them the Stone Cold Stunner. For the pettiest man alive, P Kid. For the super producer Joel Holt,
Hey,
C-Dub on
Brando.
the cams.
Would you stunner him for $1 billion, but you go to
I'd
jail for
stunner
10
him.
years?
I'd stunner him for $40.
You go to jail for 10
Uh,
years, but you get $1 billion for that
stand-
stone cold stunner. Would you do it?
I stand by it. Jordan JC in the building, and of course, Stefan the Don, Ringo J. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love, C-Red. Bear down.